right, Cowboy Nation. Everybody knows, right? The Dallas Cowboys, we bring attention. We bring a lot of views. We bring a lot to the table. And that's just how it goes, regardless of whether or not we winning or we losing in a situation or in a fight. And that's just how it goes. From here on out, the Dallas Cowboys are the Dallas Cowboys. And let me just bring this up for some reference points right here. And Fox Thanksgiving game delivered the best 30 million views of all time for this year. December the 1st, this was when this article came out yesterday or what have you. And I'm just telling you guys, regardless of the situation, regardless of what we think of this team, whether or not we're winning or whether or not we're losing, Jerry Jones will win in the end. And even though this was a game that you can say was a pivotal moment because we win that game, we are the NFC East, leading for the division at that point. If we lose the game, then Washington team get the crown or what have you. And we already know the situation and the story and the outline of, dare I say, the New York Giants. Their quarterback is out. And the craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation, the craziest thing, McCoy is now, the backup quarterback for the Giants, what have you. He's now playing, right? And then if you look around, of course, we got Andy Dalton for our quarterback. And then you have Alex Smith. I do know that a lot of people were saying that, hey, that particular quarterback was the starter before the injury, but technically speaking, he was the backup quarterback, right? The year that Carson Wentz is doing this crazy thing is the year that he's healthy. Like, it's no injury Wentz situation to tie this all in. So that's the craziest thing of it all, that out of all of these quarterbacks, Wentz, who normally get injured, what have you, he's the healthiest guy out there. And he's playing like, a backup quarterback. Nevertheless, the Dallas Cowboys, we are what we are right now. We sell merchandise. We sell tickets. Everybody want to have the Dallas Cowboys on their menu, especially as it relates to these networking programs and things like that. And that's just where it goes, Cowboy Nation. Unfortunately, fortunately for us, we're on primetime games even when we're not supposed to be. The Tuesday night game is going to be around for the Ravens. Watch, that rating is going to help propel the NFL. And you would think the NFL would give the Cowboys a solid, right? You like give us, some praises, some love and adulations and things like that, but they don't. We don't get the favorable calls. Not saying that law is begging for a call here and there, but that just goes to show you that this team is what it is. Now, we look at it and we'll say to ourselves, yes, we only won 3 games. And we'll say to ourselves, yes, we got injuries throughout this particular team that no one can rightfully say to themselves, all right, cool. We gonna hold Mike McCarthy to this. And even what I said in my previous videos about this, I said we got to give the brother a mulligan. Nevertheless, I got to pull up this right here. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Don't forget, man, for the beard action, I still use the Blue Magic. Y'all see the Blue Magic? Y'all see the Blue Magic right here? Yeah, the Blue Magic. That's what we use over here. Just a dime size. Now, don't put too much on it, and please don't put it on a dry beard. Make sure your beard is, dampened and clean or what have you. Just put a little bit on there, put it in there. It will give your beard a good glow, a good shine, and all that stuff. And it won't be as sticky and all that other stuff. You know what I mean, right? But nevertheless, got to show them some love and adulation. I've been using them for a long time. All right, so this image right here, Xavier Woods. And the reason why I'm pulling him up, there was an article out there or, an excerpt saying that who is your most disappointed player for the 2020 season. Now, we can look at it and say, for the most of it, you know, you can point this person, you can point to that person. But collectively speaking, our defense, we didn't have a major catastrophic injuries on our defensive side of the ball, right? Outside of Diggs or what have you, and LVE being hurt, not hurt, shattered collarbone, not collarbone, neck injuries and things like that. But I will have to point, and of course McCoy, he didn't get a chance to even sip his cup of coffee, so he was injured before everything happened. I have to put it on my dog, Xavier Woods. And the only reason, and I'm not pointing fingers at him, but I'm looking at him because my expectations were high of him. I had high expectations on him. I thought that he would turn the corner. He came this offseason saying that, hey, with this new defense, I'm able to play more freely. I'm able to do things and make the necessary adjustments. So my biggest disappointment, and I know the season is not over with. We got 5 more games. Hell, he can get 5 interceptions. He got the opportunity to get 5 interceptions, right? It can flat out happen. I'm not going to throw him under the bus like that. But for me, my biggest disappointment is number 25, because he was the guy a couple of years ago that got mad and upset when we started talking about bringing in safeties, right? He was the guy that said, hey, he can get this thing done. He was the guy that went on First Take and I believe ESPN. I think it was more so the Undisputed. He went on that episode and he was talking about the fact that, yeah, he had 5 interceptions last year, but he kept dropping them. And that he's focusing on being able to capture the moment and catch these balls for this year. And we don't see that. We see that he's hesitant. And I don't know, maybe sometime pressure busts a pipe. Maybe he looking at it like, man, if I bust my tail off this year, I can get that big contract, right? Not saying that you're playing for contract, because you really don't see any celebratory dances and moves like that for number 25 after a play. He's more so, you know, a cool, calm, and collected type of person. And he had the mantra of when he first came out, hear me out, Cowboy Nation, to knock your butt out when you catch the ball. But one of my dogs pointed out to me, and I really was like, And then when I started looking at the tape, I said, my dog Okoye was right. This guy, number 25, he is the type of player that can knock you out, lay you out when you're not looking. And he was breaking that down, and that's a whole nother, it's been a couple of years ago when he was talking about that. Well, last year, I believe, he was talking about that. But I look at it like this. He will be my biggest disappointment. Let me know who may be your biggest disappointment. And I know that this is the craziest of the craziest years of the Cowboys, especially having a historic bad defense. Relied on a Mike Nolan, for crying out loud, for this new defensive philosophy. And then on top of that, without OTAs and training camp and a whole bunch of other plethora of other issues and stuff that was going along with the defense. And I just can't give him a mulligan. Can y'all give him a mulligan? Let me know. Let me know. All right, Cowboy Nation, like I said, the Cowboys, let me recap everything. We are that team that everybody loved to watch, regardless of the situation and the scenario. 30 million eyeballs was on the Dallas Cowboys. 30 million of them. I guarantee you the Cowboys and the NFL made more money on Thanksgiving Day off of this game than any other game that they watched or had this year. Let that sink into your mental, because the Cowboys are the Cowboys. And on top of that, of course, I talked about my Blue Magic. You guys can check that out. And as well as my biggest disappointment is Xavier Woods. Especially, I didn't even touch on the fact that he said you can't play 100% of the 100% of the time, which he was right in a sense, but it was bad timing, right? You know, he said you can't give 100% of the time for 100% of the snaps or something like that. You guys can put the exact quotes in the chat box, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. Watch this, though. Watch this. We'll find a way to beat the Ravens. Watch. They talking about Dez Bryant. Maybe it'll be a pivotal play. Maybe Xavier Woods, Dez Bryant coming across the middle, and Xavier Woods get his pick. Maybe it'll be a pick 6. Let that sink in. Whoo, that'll be crazy, won't it? Hey, and out of the defensive guys, who you think that the Cowboys will bring back for another cup of coffee? I got my money on probably a Cheeto Woozie opposed to Jordan Lewis and Xavier Woods. Let me know. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Let's go.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Peace.